Hello everyone, this is Andy. I'm back with another video. So this video is basically a continuation from the last video I made in regards to forwarding your port. I'm going to try to go in a bit more depth as far as how to get this going. I do apologize, it has been a while since I've actually done this myself, so I'm going to try my best to explain it as best as I can recall. But just going according to the guide basically. So the ports that we need to open, I actually mentioned those in the last video and I will paste them in the description here. This is just an example here of a router setting. So basically in order to open your router settings, you're going to have to go to CMD, the command. So if you go to your start menu, you type CMD, you type this, and then if you type ipconfig, let's see, I don't want to show my personal IP address here, but if you type this, so ipconfig, and basically what you're going to see, config, I'm speaking a little bit louder today because my family, everyone's awake, so I don't have to speak very quietly. So anyways, if you type ipconfig, you will see something called default gateway. I can actually share that because it's pretty much similar to everyone's anyway, so it doesn't matter. Let's see here. So basically, the default gateway is what you're going to see here. So basically, the 192.168.1.1. So if you type that in your browser, any browser, open any one of your browsers, and basically what will happen is that let's see here. Let me go back. What is this? Okay, this is not that one. Okay, so if you go into let's see. So I type 192.168.0. And it's going to pull up this here. So this is the login information for my personal router here. This goes to the router. So basically in the router, then you should see the basically you should start seeing something here. So you should have a function that is for gaming, so application and gaming, and then you want to just go ahead and here's external port and internal port. So you just want to make sure these ports are open. You have to just look up in your instruction manual. If you're not too sure, just go to your instruction manual. You can find instruction manuals online. I've done it plenty of times as far as how to get, if you don't have your username and password, if you haven't set anything up, you can go to your modem's website, and you should be able to download a manual, and it will give you the IP address. Usually, sometimes, for example, the username will be admin. And then, so for example, like this. So the username, usually by default, is, as you see, mine is admin. And the password is actually usually password. But in most cases, if someone set up your router, they usually change the passwords and they write it down somewhere, and they give it to you as like a reference. So you can always look it up in the future. So that's pretty much that. So just go in there and forward these IP addresses. You can enable them. So basically, you're just going to do the 5 ports according to what the Darkstar developers had documented as far as, those ports needing to be open in order to get your friends to connect to your server. Okay, let me go ahead and just go back to, let's see, let me go ahead and pop this up. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and I'll be back with the instructions again. Okay, just one moment here. Okay, so we have everything going now. So basically everything is here. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a bit bigger here. So these are the ports that need to be open here. It says if you're router or firewall, the following ports need to be open, forwarded to your server. So and here are the ports here again. If you're still having trouble, disable any firewall software completely for testing. And this includes Windows Firewall that comes on all modern Windows systems, which can be found in the control panel. So basically that's what I want to go ahead and show here. So just go ahead and type Firewall and just go ahead and open this one, and you can get into your settings from there. Don't share any of your IP address with anyone other than your friends and people that you trust. If you give it to someone, make sure you have a tough security. Some people may be able to hack it because your ports are going to be open. So it leaves your computer vulnerable to attacks. So you're going to have to make sure the people who connect to your server are trustworthy. Some people even get a second router and just have that router basically connected to the internet. And it's kind of like having a second router in home. I'm sure there's still some way around it, but it takes more time for people to hack it. So you may want to look into that. Having a second router, it's like kind of dummy router, but it does connect to your Final Fantasy server, and it will protect you from attacks basically. So there are ways of having your security up. But in the beginning, you probably won't have a lot of people who are trying to hack you. I mean, this is basically Final Fantasy. A lot of people who are even taking the time to set up the server are actually people who are interested in playing it. They don't have the time to sit there and try to hack your computer. So just keep that in mind. But just be aware who you share your IP address with. Yeah, and that's pretty much that. You're going to have to forward. Let me go ahead and just drag this window open here. So the window here, once you enter the firewall Windows Defender, you're going to go into the inbound. You may have to click advanced properties because I was trying to make a video this morning. I didn't have enough time because I had to go to work. So basically you're going to have to go into the Windows Defender Firewall with advanced. It's going to have to be the advanced. If you open it, you may see something like this. Let me go ahead and type the Firewall. Windows Defender, go ahead and pop this up. Let me go ahead and open. I'll open this. Yeah, so basically here, if you see this window here, you can just go ahead and click advanced settings. It'll take you to this menu. This menu here. So you go here, and you have the inbound rules. So basically, after you have this open, I'll actually paste this into the comment here because this is actually very useful on how to forward your ports. So as you see, it says set up port forwarding on Windows. So this is how you forward the ports here. Again, you're gonna have to do it on both your router and inside the Windows firewall in order to be pretty much protected. Because the firewall will, block certain things from coming into your computer, basically to your with that firewall protection. So you want to follow the instructions here. UDP, as is mentioned here, UDP port. Make sure this is open. The other is TCP port. So there are two options actually. So you can actually click the protocol type. Just make sure you select the TCP ports, and then let me go ahead and go down. And then here it says all ports. I mean, you could do all ports. It's up to you, or you could make it just the individual ports that are listed here. And then so here basically, so inbound rules, you click new rule, and the port, so as you see here is a TCP over here, and this is a UDP over here. And then as you go down, hit next. TCP specific local ports. This is local, means your computer. Go ahead and add this one here. Go down, hit next. Allow connections, and then hit next. Domain, it says applies when the computer is connected to its corporate domain, or you can click all, just up to you. Yeah, just basically go through all the instructions. Pretty much straightforward, and you can just label it here so that you know why this port is open and what you opened it for. So, because sometimes I remind myself, okay, why, what happened? Why is this, port open? Oh, okay, so I labeled it for Final Fantasy. So especially after a year or two or so, you may forget that you've actually opened this port, and it's actually good to go back and see what you opened it for. So that's pretty much it. So once everything is up, and once you enter everything into the system, that should be it. Go ahead and restart your Final Fantasy server if you have it open, and then your friends should be able to connect. I know I mentioned in the last video, but just to make things clear, so once all the ports are open, for personal testing, just go ahead and try to change in your windowers settings. Go into your windowers folder. If you're not too familiar, just go ahead and right click, and then right click again. And then you can go to properties. It will just locate where the file is. So mine's located here, basically. So I would go there and just edit the settings and type in your public IP address. So not the 192 or 127.0.0.1, I believe it is. That's your local host, basically. That's your local computer IP address. But you want to add in your public IP address, and that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to make sure I had this pretty much set. It's going to be challenging. Just hang in there. I've actually done it. I know it works. Other people have done it. There are public servers out there, private servers out there, so they've actually gone through this as well. If you have anything you want to share, please mention everything in the comments, and then that will be helpful for other people who are trying to get this done as well. If you have any kind of issues, please let me know, and I'll just see if I can set it up on a different computer. And if I have that same issue, I'll definitely address it. But just let me know. Yeah, that's going to be it. If you have any questions, yeah, just please let me know. And also, I do have old videos, but I don't think I've actually shared how to open your computer basically to the public. But this is pretty much it. But yes, you guys take care and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.